Hey guys, I'm here to talk about my top 5 favorite road trip movies, and who doesn't love a good road trip? So let's just get right into it. This one I bought pretty recently, not recently, but you know, maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, but it is called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and can you believe I didn't see this movie up until like a month ago? It's crazy. But it's basically these two guys, well, Steve Martin has to go on a trip back home to, you know, to his family, whatever, and John Candy ends up taking his taxi cab, and it just turns out that they end up running into each other this entire time, trying to get back home and stuff. It's really funny. It's good, but I know there's better road trip movies than this, but I couldn't really think of any other ones. But I really did like this one. But they travel pretty much through car, taxi, train. I don't think they traveled on a plane in this one, so I don't know why planes is up there. But I could be wrong. You know, maybe they did. They probably did. I just don't remember. But it was pretty cool. Number 4 is Death Proof. Now, it's funny because I never would have thought of this as a road trip movie, and I didn't really till I saw this topic online on some website. I forgot what it was, and they had put this on their list, and I was like, well, yeah, you know, that could be a road trip movie. So, of course, this was paired up with what is it, Planet Death? No, Planet Terror. That's what it was. And a lot of people liked Planet Terror, and they kind of said this one sucked, but I really like this one. But the thing is, I really like the second part. It's so weird because there's kind of 2 parts to this movie. Like the beginning, it feels like it was shot in like the 70s. It had the look of the 70s and everything. It had a dark, really grainy vibe. But then the second half, it looked like it took place in the present time and in better quality, which is weird. I never understood that. But the second part has features Rosario Dawson and 3 other girls, which I don't remember because I haven't watched this in over a year. But I just thought that scene at the end when they test out that car. Wait, are they testing out a car? All I know is that one scene where the girl's on the roof or on the front part of the car and she's like holding on and shit. That part was so awesome. It's just like, you know what, this part right here. That's pretty awesome. Wait, on this side. No, this side. That's pretty awesome. It's so cool. Granted, that part's only like maybe half hour or so, but it's definitely worth buying this movie to see probably the last hour or so of this movie. It is so awesome, so cool. And wait, who's the guy again in this? What's his name? Kurt Russell, man. He actually looks pretty young in this movie. He's aging gracefully, so that's pretty cool. That was my number 4, Death Proof. Check it out. I know it's out on Blu-ray right now, but it's just like, you know, I don't need it on Blu-ray. I need to stop. I have a serious problem, so let me just keep this on DVD. Next up, I couldn't have a top 5 road trip without having Road Trip. This movie is so funny. I remember well, I'll get to that, but the thing is, like, when I'm at movies, in like the movie theater and stuff, and I'm watching movies, like, I laugh, but like, I don't laugh as much as I do when I'm watching movies at home. But this one was one of the few where, like, I was dying of laughter from start to finish. I mean, there were moments I remember that, like, I was starting to tear up the way it was so funny. I love DJ Qualls, which is this guy right here. He's so awesome. I mean, I think this was his first movie, and he was awesome. I mean, he's so awkward looking. And the thing is, I know that McLovin guy from Superbad I think he's kind of stealing the nerdy, awkward look in Hollywood right now, but this guy was the one who started it. And this movie's so funny. Of course, Amy Smart's in this, and she's naked. Sean William Scott is pretty much Stifler in this and every movie. Tom Green, which I don't really care for Tom Green. It just seemed like it just seems like he tries way too hard, and I felt like that in this movie too. Like his character was just like it was basically a college version of Tom Green. It's just like every time he comes on the screen, I'm just like, oh, I'm over this guy. He's, you know, whatever. But it's a really good laugh out loud movie from start to beginning. I mean, start to ending. And I thought this guy had all the scene stealing moments, to be honest, between him and Sean William Scott. You should definitely check out this movie. It's so good, so funny, and yeah, good stuff. And I just watched that the other day too. I've actually watched this a lot. Like, the average I go through a movie that I bought is maybe like 4 or 5 times, and I've seen this one like maybe 6 times. So, second is an absolutely incredible movie. I love this movie to death. It's so amazing, and it's Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. This movie is definitely you need to own. I mean, whether it be DVD or Blu-ray, it's one of the funniest movies ever made. I loved that they picked these 2 guys at the time that were just like, they were in other movies and stuff, but they were never the main guy. You know, they were always like, I don't even think they had names. You know, they were just, oh, the Chinese guy in scene 5, or the Indian dude in the intro of a movie. You know, it's just like they picked these 2 guys that were like so, like, you know, weren't big for anything or weren't known for anything, and then bam, starring roles, and they were absolutely hilarious. They carried the movie so good. So many awesome smaller cameos that were awesome. Neil Patrick Harris was ridiculous. I think this movie pretty much like revived his career. I mean, I think he got How I Met Your Mother after this, so, but he was so funny in this. And well, there's a lot of scenes that I love in this movie, but my favorite scene is the part where they're in the car and they stole the SUV from the jerks at the store, at the 7-Eleven-ish store, and they find out that there's a mega mix tape in there, and then Wilson Phillips' Hold On comes on, and they start singing. It was so hilarious. I remember I was dying in the theater. And this one, too, I was cracking up. I was almost crying in the theater for this one. It was so good. The sequel is very good, too, and what pissed me off about the sequel is there was another singing scene, but with Neil Patrick Harris in it, and they took it out. It's in the delete scenes. Made no sense. But I love this movie. It's basically them trying to go to White Castle, and what should simply be like a 10-minute drive turns into like the whole day, and it's just so awesome. The stuff that goes on is just hilarious. Malin Ackerman is in this. I think this was her first movie. She had a little small part where she shows her boobs like she does in every movie, and awesome stuff, man. You should definitely pick this one up. It's so good, and I would definitely recommend getting on Blu-ray just because it's awesome. It's an awesome movie. Number 1 is a movie I bought back in, I think, March. Probably end of February, and this is becoming probably one of my favorite comedies ever. I love it. I was so surprised. Sex Drive. It is amazing. I know I've talked about this one before, but it's basically let me go over the story again quickly. This guy is talking to this girl on the internet, and you know, he wants to meet up with her and get busy, but he takes this guy, his best friend, with him, and his other best friend that's actually likes this guy, but he likes her, but he knows that she likes him, but it's confusing as hell. It's not really confusing, but whatever. It is so funny, so hilarious, and it's basically this guy trying to get to wherever he's supposed to get to throughout the movie. So good. I love the cast, really good. Don't be fooled by Seth Green on the cover. He's in it, but not for very long. Fall Out Boy has a little cameo in it, and they were actually pretty funny. It's just a really funny movie, and the sad thing is I really haven't seen any of these guys do anything since. At least I should say the main 3 characters, even though I just saw her in The Haunting in Connecticut. She's in that. But him I haven't seen. I haven't seen this guy. Of course, Seth Green. You know Seth Green. And also this movie is shot in Florida, the whole thing. And the beginning scene where they're in a mall, it's shot at Dolphin Mall. That's by my house, and it's awesome. So anyway, guys, oh, and you need to buy this. You need to own this. It's awesome. Anyways, guys, that's my top 5 road trip movies. I hope you enjoyed. I kind of have a headache, so hopefully this video is not as bad as I think it is. But thanks, guys, for watching.